What's going on, guys? Bank Robber Games here, more Fallout 3, Tale of Two Wastelands. And last episode when we left off, we started a quest, those that we got from Ryan Wilkes after being ambushed by him a long time ago. And it involves investigating Grey Ditch and these sort of giant ants, fire-breathing ants, that have sort of taken over the town. So I recommend going back and watching last episode if you haven't seen it. That way you know exactly everything that's going on and the sort of first half of the quest. We also have started an unmarked quest involving some naughty nightwear and a character that didn't meet the best of ends, which is quite fun. So I'll be finishing those and that unmarked side quest this episode. Also in between episodes, I messed around with the Mojave Arsenal mod. Because it was messing with some of our ammo names, and it was just where the ini file had reset after the mod got updated, which isn't a problem. But first thing we're going to do is to tell
I will keep this location.
RL3 to wait here. I'm just going to have a quick look over here to see what is here. Can't actually remember it. It's just where that supply closet was that we got the key from to do the unmarked quest.
RL3 stand. And attention, sir.
On our objectives, we do have the optional objective to not harm the Ant Queen and take out the Nest Guardians. So we are going to equip our Chinese stealth suit, so we can get that done much more easily. It's very similar to how we completed the Wasteland Survival Guide quest involving the Mirelurks. So that is all of the sort of Nest Guardians taken care of. Fairly easy. I think they're a little bit tougher than your bog standard giant red ant, fire ant. But inside this room, there's a couple of supplies, including a bottle of nuclear quantum. And here is the Queen, along with Lesko's Protectron.
I'm sorry. Voice signature not recognized.
So here we do have different options. We can't synthesize new mutagenic formula. We can destroy it, but I think that sort of ends the quest without getting any rewards. And then we can also do the inhibitor pulse, but we're not going to do that. I can't remember exactly how it affects the quest anyway. But we're just going to follow the quest normally and just show it off how it's sort of intended to be played.
I've detected some changes within the Queen's hatchery with my equipment. What's transpired? Oh, how marvelous! Please, tell me what happened. Come now, the faster you tell me, the faster I can provide promised payment for your services. Then I will proceed to my portable terminal at once and make the necessary changes to the formula. Thanks very much for everything. You've been...
So then after completing the task with Dr. Lesko, we do have an option of having a bioenhancing injection.
How marvelous! Here is the promised lab coat. I'm certain you'll find it quite useful. Which injection did you want? Will it be the ant-site or ant-mite?
So we did also get Lesko's lab coat, and that was for passing a speech check last episode when we first met him. And here we have two options. We have the option to increase our strength by 1 or our perception by 1. So this does affect our special stats. And more often than not, I would do your strength just because it allows you to carry more equipment. But then if your perception isn't that great, there are some really nice perks that you have by having a slightly... There are some really nice perks that you gain access to by having a slightly increased perception. So it's up to you on which one you want to pick, which you would find more useful. But I would take into account, if you are playing A Tale of Two Wastelands, there is the New Vegas Medical Clinic that can give you implants that can also increase your special stats. So if you're like really trying to min-max your stats, that is something to sort of take into consideration. Now we used Stewie's tweaks, so at the start of the game when we got to set our special stats, we got a custom amount, so I could have more special points than is intended, and this is just so I could show off pretty much all the perks in the game that I find really useful and I want to include in the playthrough. So I'm not too worried about increasing our perception because I have enough perception points to get everything I want. So we're just going to increase our strength, so our carry weight is increased a little bit.
How marvelous! Ant-mite it is. Hold still, please.
And then when you also get either injection, you do get a 25% increased resistance to fire, which is not the most useful thing in the world, but you'd rather have it than not. Very cool. Now we're just gonna go into the hatchery here. See if Lesko made it to his terminal. He seems to have done. I'm pretty sure he does send out the pulse though. So when you get back onto the surface, basically all the fire ants, a bunch more respawn, but they're all attacking each other and taking each other out. So that does solve the ant problem. And we're going to pick up RL3.
Yes, sir.
Not quite sure where we picked that laser rifle up from. So I do remember more ants sort of spawning in, going crazy and attacking each other. Doesn't seem to be the case. Might just be because we took all of them out before heading down into the metro tunnels. Looks like we did miss. Yeah, home to loot. Doesn't look like there's actually that much in here though. Nice. So we're just going to go over to Brian Wilkes.
What's this funny suction hose for? It was so weird. All of a sudden, the ants went nuts and started fighting each other. It was like they were totally crazy. It was really scary, but kind of cool at the same time. You know what I mean? I wish I had something to give you for all the work you did. But I never really had much to start with. I guess now you'll be on your way, and I'll have to try living here by myself. I hope you'll come back and visit someday. Really? You mean it? Oh boy, thank you so much. I'll wait in my old house for you to come back. I need to bury my papa anyway. Just don't forget about me. Well, Papa always told me about my cousin Vera. She lives in some big giant ship somewhere or something. Papa called the place Rivet City, but I don't know where it is.
Quite brutal really. But after we find the source of the fire ants and sort of solve the problem by activating the inhibitor pulse, or letting Lesko activate the inhibitor pulse, which is why they all sort of started frenzying, like Brian just said. We do have the option to find Brian, somewhere to live, and you can tell it's Rivet City. There's a character called Vera that we can talk to, and she'll take Brian on. Just going to show off Lesko's lab coat. It's actually got decent damage resistance for an item of clothing, and it's got good radiation resistance bonus and a good science bonus. See, it's quite a grubby old lab coat. Looks pretty cool though. So we're going to go over to Rivet City and find this Vera character. And if I remember correctly, it's the lady that runs the hotel. Door.
Welcome to the Weatherly Hotel. I'm your hostess, Vera Weatherly. Well, I really shouldn't tell you, but have you heard about Polly Cantelli? He's addicted to chems.
So you can talk to Vera. It's very easy speech check and get loads of gossip about what's going on the boat. I can't remember this actually being anything substantial, or giving you any useful information for any side quests you can do here or any unmarked quests. But I'm not 100% on that, so don't take my word for it. It might be worth going exhausting these sort of speech options. But here we do have the option talking about Brian Wilkes.
Poor dear. I know what it's like to be alone. I'd love to take him in. Don't worry. I have the means to keep him fed and healthy, but most importantly, safe. Oh, that's wonderful. If you ever wander back into Rivet City, why don't you check up on us? You're always welcome.
So that does give us a nice karma bonus. And to give Brian a place to live. So now we just need to go back and tell him the good news.
I hope you found me a put. You really found her? Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe everything you've done for me. Most people would have kept on walking when I ran up to them screaming like I did. I'll get my stuff together and move on out there right away. Come visit me sometime.
So that is that quest completed. Very nice. It's quite a cool quest. As annoying as it is getting ambushed by Brian Wilkes every time you play the game or start a new playthrough, it's nice that the quest has a good sort of positive outcome. Yeah, and Vera being quite a unique character in the Wasteland in that she's actually trying to do something good. But then, if you remember as well, or if you watched last episode,
If you're listening to this tape, then my brains are splattered all over a wall somewhere, and you've got a job to do. You need to retrieve the package and get it safely to Ronald Lauren and Girder Shade. Tell him Grady sent you. To get the package, you'll need the key. I've stashed it inside an old fire hose case in some
so Girder Shade, I completely forgot, is where we completed the quest, the Nuka Cola Challenge. And of course we're giving the Naughty Nightwear to Ronald in aiding his efforts to try and get with Sierra.
What? Grady? Maybe. Why are you asking? Holy crap! You have it? Well, hand it over. I've been waiting over a year for that damn thing. Fine, fine. Anything to get it. Here's your caps. Now hand it over. Suit you.
What a fun unmarked quests, and sort of ties into a interesting character, shall we say.
Hey, be more careful. Is that the best you can do? You just made my day. Opening fire. That's how we do things in the U.S. Army. Hooah!
Well, that is everything I remember for that quest. Those, there is that unmarked quest we just completed there as well. Overall, quite fun. Just going to explore this location a little bit because I think this might be where one of the schematics are. So yeah, in here there is a Deathclaw gauntlet. Schematic. Not quite sure why the interact animation didn't play there. And because it's been a bit of a shorter episode, I'm going to have a bit of a wander over here. That is not what I wanted to see. Looks like he's not going for me. That made me jump.
That's how we do things in the U.S. Army.
But I'm pretty sure the Rockland car tunnel pretty sure the Rockland car tunnel we've got in front of us here is a location that's only used in the Broken Steel DLC that takes place after the main campaign. So I'm just a little bit curious if you can even access it. Can't access it before you start that DLC. Which is good to know. At least we've got the map marker now for that location. It'll make it a bit easier when it comes to going through that DLC. Normally I've always travelled to the Dunwich building and walked up. Sometimes it is nice just having a wander wasteland like this. That isn't freaky at all.
Every day is a good day to die.
We did get the Deathclaw Gauntlet schematics, did forget to look at that. Just Wonder Glue, leather belt, medical brace and Deathclaw hand. Very easy items to come across generally speaking, other than that Deathclaw hand, but there are different locations throughout the map that it's very easy to find those. And again, similar to our other schematics, you can upgrade them to a higher level. We should have level 2 railway rifle as well. I don't know whether V3 Cryolator schematics are, so if you do know, let me know down in the comments below. Again, boss cut mine. So yeah, we're not going to worry about making the Deathclaw Gauntlet at the moment, just because we can upgrade our schematics and make it better when we do finally come around to crafting it. But it is a very, very powerful weapon, especially if you've got a unarmed build. I think for now, I'm just going to fast travel over to Rivet City. Looking at how long this episode has been, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. And then next episode, we're actually going to be carrying on with the main story and talking to Dad and the Project Purity team to find out what that's all about and advance the main quest a little bit, which should be pretty fun. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and been enjoying the series so far. If you have been enjoying the series, please like and subscribe for more, and then that way you won't miss out on anything. Also, any mods that I've mentioned throughout the video will be linked down in the description below. so you can try them out for yourself. But thanks again for watching. Always appreciate having you guys here, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.